Hello, I am Shine. I'll be presenting my devlogs like this. I like my anonymity, but I also like not editing my videos for 12 hours a day. I'm a programmer, not an editor. For a personal project, I want to create a simulation similar to Majesty, with independent heroes that wander around, live, and then eventually die. I have more aspirations than just that, but talking about those points is a little bit too pie in the sky for me right now. So, what do I have thus far? Well, let's see. So, I have a stage with a bunch of pawns that can run around. They'll be spawning in here any second. Oh, there's the first one. So yeah, the pawns themselves got a health bar, got an idle animation, walking animation, pathfinding integrated well, and when they meet each other, they will attack each other until one of them dies, dealing 10 HP damage each time. That's all I have for right now, but the start is better than nothing. I also have a little raycast I can use for debugging. But take a look at the back end. Look at all this beautiful infrastructure. Everything I do and everything I plan out is based around fighting the concept of technical debt. So what is technical debt? I'm sure you've seen other projects flounder because they say something akin to, "It was too hard to maintain," or "Due to mistakes in early development, features became harder and harder to add." This is the concept of technical debt. It's a mistake or compromise you make in your development that you pay an interest on over time. The interest in development time. So say I add a new feature that also adds a lot of technical debt because it wasn't architectured correctly. Then over time, I will be paying an interest on that because each change I make thereafter is going to take longer and longer because of that compromise I made. Eventually, you get to a point where all of your development time is dedicated to just fighting this technical debt. That is the point where you've entered development hell. I'll be doing my best to avoid that. In each video, I'll be covering sections of my codebase and how they are designed to be scalable from the ground up. But for now, I'll just say I like hierarchical designs and not talking about inheritance here, and dependency injection. For less technical explanation of what I'm trying to accomplish, say it's 1,000 years in the future, and I've finally gotten around to implementing spellcasting. We have Shine A, who implements just 2 spells. I implement just a water bolt to test single target damage and a fireball for AoE damage. And then we have Shine B, who decides to sit down and he implements 20 different spells. He gets really excited that spellcasting's finally in. And then a week into development, both versions A and B realize that a major change needs to occur in the spellcasting system. Shine A just needs to refactor those 2 spells, the Water Bolt and Fireball, whereas Shine B has to go back and refactor a multitude of different spells. That's going to be a driving force in what I'm developing. I'm going to be focusing on basically building the skeleton of a game for the longest time, something that's like very lightweight with the amount of content, so if I have to refactor something, I can quickly go back and change it. Of course, I will eventually come back and flesh out the game, but that's only once I'm as sure as I can be that the architecture is sound. I am a big code architecture nerd. That is where I'm starting. This is where I'm going to be going. My first big task is to simulate a battle royale, complete with some items, consumables, and a deadly fog. Big hurdles here are going to be getting a proper animation set up in Godot. Right now, the way I have animation set up, I think in order to update my attack animations and walking animations, I'd have to go back and delete the mesh and make a new skeleton or something like that. I'm not sure. It's really screwed up. But in the perfect world, I would be able to just apply any mesh I wanted to a skeleton. So I have, basic attack animation goes like whoosh. And then I can just put that skeleton on a minotaur, and then all my minotaurs can also do a right straight. It's something that I'm going to have to figure out. Other than that, the rest of the tasks will be pretty trivial. I would need to implement items and consumables, but thanks to the way I already have my code set up, both of those should be really trivial to add. Probably going to jinx myself, but I think I'll go forward with that, yeah. I'll talk about how exactly I have the brain of my pawn set up in my next devlog, so you can give an idea of how modular it is, and I'm pretty proud of how I created it, although there's a lot of other people who've made progress in that area. So yeah, next time I see you guys, hopefully I'll be showing off my newest battle royale. Until then, have an excellent day.